Hey guys, hey, it is your girl So Fashion Week TV and the place to be, and welcome to the channel. So it's been a minute guys since I've done a really formal sit down video. So I personally love those types of sit down intimate videos where I'm not kind of just rambling and doing multiple things at once and not really focused on you. So I'm really wanting to get back into doing like the sit down intimate videos talking about a specific topic, because I think they are so needed in our community, that being the weight loss surgery community. So yeah, this video today is going to be about eating. Why not? I mean, what else do I pretty much talk about here on the channel? I talk a lot about eating. So now, for those of you who don't know, my name is April, aka So Fashion Week TV, and back in 2016 I had a vertical sleeve or VSG surgery done as a revision to lap band surgery. So yes, I am a long-standing weight loss surgery patient, and I've lost almost 90 pounds each time I've had weight loss surgery. So I'd like to think that I am really in the know about the struggle of being obese, overweight, and I am really in the know about living a lifestyle that will help you to combat having a relapse and going back to being obese. So I do a lot of reading, guys. I do a lot of reading. I always Google the latest about vertical sleeve, what they're saying about it, and things like that. I'm always very interested in the community and what I can pour into the community to help those who are struggling. And so I stumbled upon an article that I thought was completely funny, because the article that I stumbled upon says that these are mind tricks to fool you into eating less. And so I'm like, mind tricks? But when I actually did read the article, it made a lot of sense. And some of the things that were in the article were things that I've already adopted into my lifestyle to stay on the path to being successful on this journey. So now again, I told you guys that I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy done as a revision to my lap band back in 2016. And at that time, I weighed in at 215 pounds. That was not my highest ever recorded weight, but it was my highest ever recorded weight following my lap band surgery. So at the time when I decided to go ahead and inquire about getting weight loss surgery, I was in a very low place. I could link videos right here to kind of show you where I was, and even going back and looking at those videos anytime that I'm editing and I have to reach back to pull up some of those videos. It really does nearly bring me to tears to know that the person that is on front of me on camera was me, and that it had, you know, me having such a poor relationship with food had me in such a dark place. And so every single day it is a fight to the finish to stay on the path to just being successful on this journey. And being successful, guys, does not mean being perfect. So if you fall off, or there's, you know, things that you have a weakness for, it's okay. It's okay. You're only human. All you can do is get up, dust yourself off, and continue on the path to greatness. And I trust and believe you will be okay. So if you are someone out there and you're just looking for any type of way to just get back on plan, maybe the information in this video will help you. Sometimes it's not all about food, and it hurts my heart to know that so many people try to preach to you about the food. It's not always about that. There are alternative methods, alternative things that you can do to combat eating so much. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So these are mind tricks, guys, mind tricks to fool yourself into eating less. And so we're going to be stepping through. I'm not going to be talking through all of them, because some of them was kind of like, I don't know. So the ones that I know to be true, even for myself, are the ones that I'm going to share with you. And then you guys, of course, can comment below on some of the things that you know around mind tricks to fool you into eating less. Let me know if these things work for you guys. I like to hear from you. I love you guys. You guys are my loved ones. You are my internet family, my crew, and I love you and I love hearing from you. So definitely let's engage down in them comments. Yeah, so we can get closer. You know what I'm saying? Let's engage. So for years upon years, guys, I was never great with self-control. I can remember as far back as first grade being told on my report card that I needed to learn how to practice self-control. Now, at that time, I don't even know if my parents even comprehended what that meant. As you guys know from previous videos, I was not raised by my mother and father, but my grandparents raised me. And I don't even know if they ever really zeroed in on that whole self-control thing, but that was something that had been preached to me since I was a very small child. I remember every single time that I got my report card, and there was this a little like a subsection underneath the main section, and they would check off the areas that needed improvement. And I can remember all the way through 8th grade that one of the things that they checked off without fail each and every time is that I needed to learn how to practice self-control. So this was something that was observed in me as a very, very small child. And I think that if my parents or the individuals who acted as my parents in my parents' absence would have really focused on what that meant, then I would have been well off, you know, and set up for success going into adulthood. But not going to cry over spilled milk. I identify that there has always been an issue with my self-control, and so that has helped me to understand why I had such a poor relationship with food. And then also I talked about the fact that my parents were drug users in their young age, and because they have had those addictions, that I think that some of those addictive traits may have passed down to me. And while I didn't turn to recreational drugs, my drug of choice was food. And so here we are. And so we know all of these things to be a fact because there's like 1 out of every 10 people in the world who are obese. It's really, really a problem. It's an epidemic. And I think if more people got in touch with some of the things that were going on inside of them, then they could probably be better off. But let me go ahead and stop rambling and get into these mind tricks. So the first mind trick, guys, is using small plates and bowls. Now this is something that I definitely do. There is no reason for me to fill up a big plate because my stomach is smaller now. And so that is something that I have adopted into my daily living since I had the weight loss surgery. So I eat from small bowls, and I actually have a bowl here that I just finished eating from. This is a bowl that I picked up at Dollar Tree. This bowl is a glass bowl, which is good for the environment because you can use it over and over again. And then also it comes with a plastic top, unfortunately. This is something that I take with me on the go. It has become a staple in my life, and I love it. I've purchased about 4 of these bowls. I keep them on hand. I'll prepare a salad. I'll prepare anything that I'm eating, basically. So yes, using small plates and bowls is definitely a mind trick that will help you to eat less. And by all means, if you want to fill it to the top, fill it to the top. Go for it. Okay, so now the next mind trick, guys, is to make sure that your bowl or plate that you're eating from is a different color than your food. So as an example, they say that you're better off serving something like tomato soup in a white bowl versus serving it in a red bowl. And that is because red on red, you're more than likely going to serve yourself way more than you need because there's no color variation. So I don't know. I've never really paid attention to the color of my plate versus my food, and how I actually eat more or less of the food based on the color of the bowl. As you can see, this bowl is clear, and so because it's clear, I can see from the outside of the bowl how much I'm putting in there. So of course, if I see that it's getting too full, then I can kind of refrain. So maybe there is some science to it. I eat from clear bowls, so hey, you never know. Okay, so the next mind trick, guys, is to eat with a bigger fork. Now I know that this sounds completely ridiculous, but there was a 2011 study done in the Consumer Research Journal, and what they said was that they found that participants who ate with larger forks ate significantly less than those who ate with smaller forks. And you know what? I can actually find that to be true. So this is, guys, the fork that I eat with all the time. Now, this is a fork that my mother-in-law typically uses when she makes spaghetti on a weekly basis. So the only day that I don't get to use this fork is on spaghetti day, which is typically Wednesday. I'll have to go out to see if I can actually find another one of these forks. But yes, this is the fork that I eat with. And I do find that when I eat with this fork, I eat less. So shop around for larger forks, because I definitely think that this is a mind trick that could work for you. So I don't know, but I can only speak from my own personal experience with eating with a larger fork, and the proof is in the pudding. Your girl weighed in today at, I know I have been talking to you guys about my weight. I try to give you a weight update in every video. So today when I weighed in at 124.9. So I told you guys that my weight was kind of up and down. You know, I go from about 126 to 124. And so today I'm sitting on the low. I'm at 124.9. So yeah, it could be a mind trick that works. So definitely think about it. Okay, so the next mind trick, guys, that they talk about is imagine yourself eating your favorite food. And so I don't know, but I do know that you can never underestimate your imagination, guys. For so long, when I started to regain my weight, I had always imagined myself being smaller. I never knew how I was going to get there, because in my mind, I did not want to go through another weight loss surgery. So I did often imagine myself being the person that I am today, and I imagined that daily. Like, I would always think about being smaller and how I would be as a smaller person. So again, never ever underestimate your imagination. So with this particular study, they're saying that if you actually imagine yourself eating the food that you're about to eat. So let's say you have a mixed green salad planned for dinner. If you imagine yourself eating that mixed green salad before you actually eat it, then they're saying that you would eat significantly less. Now, this could be a crock of baloney, okay? Baloney. Designer baloney, no frill baloney, baloney. It could be a crock of baloney. I don't think that I would leverage this mind trick, because my stomach is already small. You guys can take with it and do what you will. I don't know if I would necessarily follow it, but I thought it was interesting, and so I kept it in for the video. The next one, guys, is to cut food up into smaller pieces. Now, I've actually done this before. I remember when I was able to go back to eating solid foods, that I would actually cut my food into smaller pieces, and it helped me to get the food down and to also eat less. I already knew that I would be eating less anyway, of course, because my stomach is smaller, but I was eating even less than the amount the doctor said that I was approved to eat. And so even on this journey that I'm on currently, which is braces, I'm learning how not to use my teeth as a tool and to use actual eating utensils to cut my food into smaller pieces. And even now I find myself eating less because I'm cutting up the food. I'll actually insert a video here. I love eating cherry tomatoes with smoked paprika, black pepper, and just a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. Now, typically I'll just grab a handful of tomatoes, so whatever can fit in my hand, and then I'll cut them in half. So that makes more. Even though it's still one tomato, I'm actually getting 2 pieces of tomato, and it does actually make it seem like I have more than I actually have. So I thought this was a great mind trick, because this is something that I actually do in my daily life. And so yeah, definitely try that, guys. Alrighty, guys, so the next mind trick is keeping food out of reach. And this is a really good one, because what I've found is that if there are things that I'm not supposed to be eating on my plan because it's just not healthy for me, like cookies and chips and things like that, I don't like to deprive my family of those things. So I do still buy them occasionally. But even like something like bread used to be a weakness of mine. I used to eat a lot of bread, and because I'm someone who is carb sensitive, that was detrimental to my success in trying to maintain my weight loss. And as a result of that, I regained the weight and ended up in a situation where I had to have a revision. And so while I still buy bread, and it's taken me a long time to even to start buying bread, because for so long I had not purchased it because I didn't feel that I had the willpower not to eat it. But now, because I'm just not going to allow those things to imprison me or to make my family miserable, I do buy bread. I do, but I do have a bread box, and so I buy the bread and I put it in the bread box. And so that is kind of like the out of sight, out of mind methodology, and it works because I don't even think about the bread. I'll put it in there, a full loaf, and then when I actually go back to check it, it's almost gone, and I've never touched it. I've never taken a slice. And so I think that that is a very, very good mind trick that you can adopt into your daily lifestyle to help with eating less and less of bad foods or things that are not good for you. All right, guys, so this next mind trick is another one of my own that I'm throwing in for this video. So this mind trick, guys, is around these little reusable shopping bags that you can get at almost any supermarket. I picked these up from Trader Joe's. I actually just did a Trader Joe's food haul that I will link right here for you. Definitely check it out. But yes, I purchased these reusable shopping bags at the grocery store for 99 cents so that I can take them back to the store with me. So I got 2 bags here, so when I go to Trader Joe's, I will take these bags to reuse again, and I won't repurchase anymore. So what that does is, if I'm in there shopping around, whatever I buy needs to fit in these 2 bags. And what that does is not only help me to eat less, but it also helps me to spend less money. So that's definitely a mind trick that you guys should adopt into your daily lifestyle. Okay, the next mind trick, which I think is a really, really good one, is do not eat in front of the computer or the TV. I think this is a great mind trick because we are oftentimes distracted. There are lots of distractions, not just the TV and the computer, but also having our phones in hand. We are so distracted by these electronic devices that we are probably eating a lot more than we should because we don't sit down and focus on the task at hand, which is actually eating your food, getting the nutrients that you need, you know, to keep it moving day to day. You know, food is fuel, food is your power to live. And so don't allow these electronic devices and all the distractions in the world to keep you from being focused on just using the food for its purpose, which is to fuel your body. It's not to make you feel full. It's not to make you feel miserable. It's not to give you a chronic health condition. It's not to give you cancer. It's just fuel for life. Okay, and lastly, guys, this is a mind trick that I currently have adopted into my practice. This was not one of the mind tricks that was featured in the article, but it is something that I do. It is a guilty pleasure of mine that I personally feel helps me not to deviate from the plan. So as you know, mukbangs are all the rage on YouTube. There are lots of people who do mukbang videos, and mukbang is just the is broadcasting eating your food. And so it's a guilty pleasure of mine to watch. So I watch a lot of people who do mukbangs. I do watch Trisha Paytas. She's one of the bigger YouTubers, so I know that you guys know her. I'm mentioning her name because I know everyone knows who Trisha is. And also Stephanie Pappas. She's a younger YouTuber on the scene. I think she's like 18 or 19 years old, and she's doing the damn thing with these mukbang videos. And so I watch those videos as a guilty pleasure. But what I find is that I'm never, because I'm watching those videos, I'm never tempted to eat any of that food. So Stephanie Pappas, as an example, she goes to Taco Bell, she goes to Burger King, any of the fast food restaurants that are kind of like on the map, popular fast food restaurants that are always featuring these new food items. This young lady goes there and she eats the food. Starbucks, she gets all these sweet drinks, and yeah, she eats a lot of that food. And what I find, guys, is that because I'm watching these people eat so poorly, I choose not to eat that way. And so that is a mind trick that I figured that I would throw in. It's just something that I keep in my arsenal to keep me on plan. So you let me know. I know a lot of people watch mukbang videos. I know that I am not the only one. So You guys tell me below, what are some of the mind tricks, some things that you do outside of dieting and just your day-to-day eating to kind of help with keeping you on plan? Definitely let me know down in the comments. I hope that you guys have found this video helpful. It was funny to me. It tickled my heart. I hope it tickles yours too. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.